Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be playing my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR, for the month of April. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, I will link the video in which I explain all the rules of my Scrabble TBR game in the card, so you can go watch that short 8-minute video to learn how the game works. It's pretty straightforward, and basically the words that I spell in a game of Scrabble will act as my prompts for the month. So, how did I do on my March TBR? There is only one book from that TBR that I haven't finished yet, which is The Lady Queen by Nancy Goldstone. However, I still have 6 days left in the month at the time I'm filming this video, and I do believe I will be able to finish this with time to spare, so I am counting March's TBR as a win. I am currently sitting at 40 points in the game for completing all of my prompts. So there are no specific books that I'm trying to fit onto the TBR this month. My In Real Life book club has not picked our book for the month of April yet, and to be honest, I'm not sure I'll have time to participate anyway, because at the end of April I am going on vacation, my first international vacation in over 2 years, and because of that I may not have as much time to read as I usually do. So my game plan for this TBR is to try to pick books that I don't think will take me a lot of time to read. I have also been in a bit of a historical fiction and or mystery thriller mood, so I'm going to aim for books that'll be pretty easy to get through. If I need to, I can also get an ebook on my phone while I'm overseas if I need something else to read. Now that this very long intro is done with, let's go right into prompt number 1 for this month's TBR. So at the end of last month's TBR, these were the words that I spelled, which will be on the board again this month. I'm trying to make them look straighter, and I think I'm making it worse. So maybe I should stop touching them. So I still have all my special tiles in play. I have not used any yet, and these are the letters that were left on my rack at the end of last month. I, J, S, E, M. So I only need to pick 2 more tiles to start off the month. Let's get to it. H. I. So what I'm going to spell is actually going to be ship, and I could use this to mean a book that takes place on a ship, has a ship on the cover. However, I think I might actually go with a different meaning of the word ship and read a book with a ship I enjoy in it, as in a relationship, a couple that I ship. So for this prompt, I'm going to read a book featuring a ship I enjoy, a relationship that I ship. Of course, I could have gone more literal and done a book that's on a ship, but I'm not going with that interpretation of the prompt. So, one ship from a book that I have mentioned before I really like is Veronica and Stoker from the Veronica Speedwell Mysteries by Deanna Raybourn. I am on the 3rd book in the series entitled A Treacherous Curse. It's been several months since I last read a Veronica Speedwell book, so I'm very excited to spend time with these characters again. This series is set in 1880s London and follows Lady Adventuress Veronica Speedwell as she solves crimes with her colleague Stoker. And though I do enjoy the mysteries in these books, what I really love about them are the 2 main characters and their dynamic. Veronica and Stoker are so much fun as they solve these cases together. They have this amazing witty repartee going on between the two of them, and they are evenly matched in their battle of wills. I ship them together so much, and I just want them to be a couple already because the sexual tension is too much. I can't handle it. Reading the plot summary for this third book in the series on Goodreads has me even more excited to dive back into this series. This third book is entitled A Treacherous Curse, and the basic premise of this book is that a former colleague of Stoker's from his days traveling the world has gone missing from an archaeological dig in Egypt. Veronica and Stoker begin working on this mystery, which forces them to confront familiar faces and enemies from Stoker's mysterious past. This is so exciting to me because the first book talked a little bit about his life traveling the world before he met Veronica, and I was very interested to learn more about it. The second book in the series didn't discuss his history as much as I would have liked, so hearing that this book is all about his past is so exciting to me. I can't wait to learn more. So now that I've gushed about this series and how much I love the two main characters, let's move on to the next pick for this month's TBR. Q. D. E. They won't all fit. Okay, I think this one will actually be a lot of points. I'm going to spell mixed, and this will be a book that has received mixed reviews, that I've heard mixed reviews for. Oh gosh, I'm like knocking everything over today. Come on. Next, I'm going to read a book that has received mixed reviews. My choice for this is a book that I have been meaning to read for a long time, so I want to finally read it this month. I've seen a lot of different ratings for this book. I've seen some people who gave it 5 stars, said it was fantastic, other people who gave it 1 star, and a whole lot of people who were somewhere in between. So the next book on my TBR for this month is going to be When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. This is this author's first thriller, though she has written a lot of romance books in the past, and it's been described as Rear Window meets Get Out. This is a thriller about gentrification in a Brooklyn neighborhood and follows the main character, Sydney, as well as another character, Theo, who has recently moved into the neighborhood. And Sydney doesn't like these changes that are going on in her neighborhood and seeing all of her neighbors that she's been so close to leaving. And so she decides she's going to start her own tour of the neighborhood, talking about its actual history. Somewhere along the way, there's some kind of mystery going on. I've heard so many different takes on this book, so I'm excited to finally try it for myself. I've seen a lot of people absolutely love it and talk about how amazing its discussion of gentrification is and how much they love the main character, Sydney. I've also seen some people say that they think the pacing of the book is off and that the ending is a bit ridiculous, so I'm excited to give it a try for myself. That is going to be the next book on this month's TBR. Why? Gee. Oh. Blank. That's nice. And N. So I still have both star tiles. I think I'm going to use one and get rid of J, Q, and I think also Y, just cause why not? No pun intended. You know, I mean, I have 2 star tiles. This is the second month with tiles. I'll still have this one as a safeguard, so I think might as well just see if I can get some letters I like better. Now I get to pick 3 more. I. T. I'm holding it upside down. H. Okay. Now I'll drop these back in here. 1, 2, 3. Throw that away. Okay, and okay. I could actually spell this word I'm thinking of in 2 places, and I'm gonna go with this one because I don't think, actually no. So the word I'm going to spell is off the H, and there's 2 triple letter scores, but if I use this triple letter score, it'll actually be more points. And also then the S is still available to maybe spell a word that starts with S. So I'm going to spell high, triple letter score on the H. So that's 12 points for the H alone. And this is basically the opposite of the last word I spelled. I'm going to read a book with a high average Goodreads rating. Next, I'm going to read a book with a high Goodreads rating. I would consider a very high Goodreads rating any rating over 4 stars. And the book that I decided I was going to pick for this is Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. This is another thriller I've been meaning to read for a long time. I did read Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier, which I think I gave 4 stars. I did enjoy it overall, and it had some good twists. I will say that Jar of Hearts was really dark, and if you can't handle thrillers that are really twisted, I don't know if this is the author for you, but I want to read another one of her books and see if I like this one as well. I don't know a lot about this book, but I've heard really good reviews for it, and I did like this author's first book, so I want to give her another shot. She also has another book that's going to be coming out in 2022, so if I really enjoy this one, I'll have another book by her to read very soon. I put this on hold from my library, though I had to get the large print edition because the other book had 6 people waiting, so hey, large print edition works for me. A. R? Yes, R. S. Okay. Okay, not gonna lie, I'm kind of pleased with myself for thinking of this. Gosh, I'm really clumsy today, I'm sorry. But I'm going to spell under, and this is good because now I'm within reach of that triple word score, the elusive triple word score. There's a couple different ways I could interpret this. I could do a book with under a certain number of pages. I could do a book with under a specific number of Goodreads ratings. I could do a book with under in the title. I could do a book that's underhyped. So lots of possibilities here. And now the triple word score is within reach. So for the prompt under, I decided that I would generate a number between 200 and 500 and find a book under that number of pages. The number that I ended up getting was 258. So this was kind of a tricky one because I don't have many books on my TBR that are under 258 pages. These are all the books on my Goodreads TBR that are under that number. So here's what I am going with for this prompt. I recently bought this book and I have not even hauled it yet, so you're getting a little sneak peek. I recently bought the complete Sherlock Holmes Part 1. This has the novellas and the short stories. So I've decided that I'm going to read A Study in Scarlet, the first Sherlock Holmes mystery. I don't know what the specific plot of this book is, but I've been wanting to read Sherlock Holmes for a while. I'm honestly shocked that I have never read Sherlock Holmes before, considering I love mysteries and Sherlock Holmes is the most famous fictional detective probably ever. I'm very excited to give Sherlock Holmes a try. Hopefully I will enjoy it because I bought the complete Sherlock Holmes, so I have all the stories now. I think I probably will enjoy it though. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I also find the author, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, very interesting. I've never read anything he's written, but I know a little bit about him as a person, and he was an interesting man. First of all, he hated Sherlock Holmes. He hated writing the Sherlock stories, but those were his only stories that people really wanted to read, so he kept writing Sherlock Holmes stories, even though he hated his own character's guts. He also was a very gullible man who believed in fairies, thought they were real, wrote pieces defending their existence. He and his wife also loved to go to seances, which were a big thing in Victorian England. And even though he was a big believer in psychics, he was good friends with Harry Houdini, who was a noted detractor of psychics and thought they were all crap. So wow, interesting guy, Arthur Conan Doyle. Very excited to finally read some Sherlock Holmes. If I have time, maybe I will read the second novella, The Sign of Four. I almost called it the Big Four, but that's Hercule Poirot. So let's move to the final prompt for this month. You oh E. Well, I have plenty of vowels. This is the first thing that came to my mind, and I'm just gonna go with it, because why not? Rose, with the double letter on the E, still only 2 points, but whatever. And for this, I'm going to read a book that has rose in the title or a rose on the cover. For the final prompt, Rose, I picked a book that has roses on the cover. I have owned this book for quite some time now, and I think it's about time that I finally read it. I just realized I wore a floral shirt today too. Goes with my book, but I'm going to read Fatal Throne, The Wives of Henry VIII Tell All, which is edited by Candace Fleming. I love the Tudor era. It's one of my favorite periods in history to learn about, and I really am interested in Henry VIII's 6 wives, all of whom I think were fascinating in their own ways. So I'm excited to finally read this book. This is a collection of short stories about the wives of Henry VIII, Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, and Catherine Parr. Happy I will finally be reading this, as I've owned this for quite a while, and it's finally time that I read it. My foot is now falling asleep. Goodness gracious, but these will be the letters that I'm carrying over, and I still have 2 special tiles remaining all in all, not a bad month. I'm going to try to flip this around and, oh, yep, I was about to say, I'm going to try to flip this around and I'm probably going to knock everything off when I do that. And that's exactly what I did, but now they're all crooked, but oh goodness. I'm having a rough day with the tiles, I guess. I keep messing everything up. Oh goodness. So those are the books that will be on my April TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I would really like to hear what you thought of them in the comment section down below. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every single Wednesday. My social media links are down below in the description if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an exciting rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.